Hello and welcome to the in-depth series of Drishti IAS. My name is Pooja Dwivedi. Have you watched Ponniyin Selvan 1? If not, do go and watch it. But we are not going to talk about the movie. We are going to talk about the controversy behind Rajaraja Chola being a Hindu or not, because this is what is the rage right now. So, if we have to understand it from the perspective of our examination, it's GS paper 1 and preliminary facts are important. Analytical point of view is very important from the perspective of means. Rajaraja Chola, we will discuss about him. Also, his faith, what is the controversy with respect to the current scenario, his faith and religion. Arguments in favor of Rajaraja being a Hindu, arguments against. When did Hinduism originate? Apart from that, Shaivism as well we are going to discuss. Let us move ahead and talk about Rajaraja Chola 1. He is the most powerful. He was the most powerful ruler of South India. He was born in 1985 CE to 1014 CE. This was the period of his existence. He was born Arulmozi Varman. His birth name was that. So keep this in mind. He was born to father Paramtaka II, who was also known as Sundaran Chola, and mother Vanavan Madevi. His biggest accomplishment has been to reinstate Chola Empire in South India. Because when he came into power, Cholas were not very strong. They were strong, but the heights at which Rajaraja Chola could take the Chola Empire was of course unmatchable. Moving ahead, let us talk about the extent of his kingdom. He invaded Sri Lanka, started ruling over it, thanks to the navy, the powerful navy of the Chola Empire under him. And he also took the empire to Kalinga, Odisha, that was in the northeast. This was the northeast extent. He invaded Sri Lanka, started a century-long Chola occupation of Sri Lanka. Other than that, he also took hold of Lakshadweep, Thiladunmadulu, and some tracts of Maldives as well, because they were a strong naval power. He also won Kandalur Salai in Kerala and captured the regions of Gangapadi, Nolambapadi, and Tadigaipadi of Karnataka too. And of course, how can we forget about the UNESCO World Heritage Site? Brihadeswara Temple in Thanjavur, which is dedicated to Lord Shiva, is commissioned by him only, is built by him only. Moving ahead, let us talk about his administrative style, revenue system. So, he had a very systematic land survey system, you can say. And on that, administrative revenue and irrigation system was based. Now, if we call his style of governance, he divided the regions into governing units. And he also is credited with establishing a very effective revenue system. Then he strengthened local self-government as well. So local self-government goes back to ancient times, and in the South India, Chola Empire, Rajaraja Chola had strengthened it by giving autonomy to village assemblies and public bodies as well. So decentralized power was there. Moving ahead, let us talk about his faith. By faith, because he is credited to building Brihadeswara Temple in Thanjavur, he is known to be a Shaivite, and he is also said to have encouraged Buddhism. Because of his encouragement to Buddhism, the shrines at Nagapattinam and Buddhist monastery at Nangalam could be built. So, as he was a Shaivite, he wasn't a very orthodox Shaivite that he won't patronize or encourage any other religion. He encouraged Buddhism as well. And of course, Brihadeswara Temple at Thanjavur, some historians say that this was built by him to commemorate his victories in battle and proclaim the greatness of the Chola Empire and dazzle the subjects with such a monumental building. And Sastri, a historian, terms the era of Rajaraja and his son Rajendra Chola as the silver age of the religious revival. So there is a connotation of religion over here. Moving ahead, let us talk about the controversy. Ponniyin Selvan 1 has hailed Rajaraja Chola as a Hindu empire. But Tamil filmmaker Vetrimaran has said that he wasn't a Hindu. He wasn't a Hindu, but they, that is the BJP government, are trying to steal our identity. They have already tried to saffronize Thiruvalluvar. We should never allow that. Kamal Haasan has backed him, saying that yes, he wasn't a Hindu, he was a Shaivite. The term Hindu was coined by the British. So this is what Kamal Haasan has said. Now, in retaliation to this, Telangana and Puducherry governor Tamilisai Soundararajan has remarked that there was an attempt to hide the Hindu cultural identity in Tamil Nadu and call for efforts to resist it. And the governor belongs to Tamil Nadu itself. Many people are saying that Raja Raja Chola not being a Hindu, not being considered a Hindu, is the same thing as Catholic not being a Christian. So Shaivite for them is a part of Hinduism. It's a sect of Hinduism. Arguments in favor of Raja Raja Chola being called a Hindu, let's talk about that. People are agreeing that he was a Hindu ruler on the grounds that Shaivism is a sect of Hinduism because of the Holy Trinity, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. He bore the title, Raja Raja Chola bore the title Sivapada Sekhara. That means the one who wears Shiva at his head or her head. So if he has taken that title, then of course that means that he was a follower of Shiva, a devotee of Shiva, and hence Hinduism. Hinduism is not actually a religion. Back then it originated, it is according to a very prominent site, it is the oldest religion in the world. By the name Sanatan Dharma, it evolved into Hinduism. And Hinduism is less of an ism, but more of a way of life. So it's a way of life. How do you conduct yourself? It is not, by some people, it is not even considered a religion. It's a way of life. Moving ahead, let's talk about the arguments against it. People say that Hinduism, these people who are criticizing being called a Hindu ruler, Hinduism did not exist at that time. This is their argument, that the term Hinduism only came into use after the advent of the British. So back then, when Raja Raja Chola was the empire, it's not there. He encouraged other religions as well. So can we call him a Buddhist as well, not a Hindu? Then the case of Lingayats are being pointed by us, not anyone else. Lingayats or Veer Shaivs, who are actually devotees of Shiva, but they consider themselves to be a separate religion. They do not consider themselves to be a part of Hindus. Okay, so this could be the case. Moving ahead, let's talk about Hinduism. As I said, according to a very prominent website, Hinduism is the oldest religion in the world. It originated in Central India, Central Asia, beg your pardon, and Indus Valley, because Harappan civilization were known to be phallus worshippers. This is a Shivling, okay, and it was discovered at Harappa and Kalibangan. This was Harappa and this was Kalibangan. So the origin of Hinduism can be traced back to here as well, from here, and it is still practiced in present day. Yes, the word Hindu and Hinduism are basically exonym. That means these words have not originated from ourselves, but the foreigners have given this name to the people who lived, basically it was Sindhus, derives from the Persian term Sindhus, designating those who lived across the Indus River. So according to Persians, whoever lived across the Indus rivers were Sindhus. And because in Persian terms, S is not S, it's H, so it became Hindus. Okay, moving ahead, let us talk about the Holy Trinity in Hinduism, which I have already told you. Brahma the creator, Vishnu the preserver, and Shiva the destroyer. So these are a part of Hinduism only. If we talk about Shaivism, it has originated in prehistoric India because it was seen that ancient archaeological sites like Harappa, we could see phallus, that Harappans were phallus worshippers. And in Rig Veda, he is referred to by the name of Rudra. Then between 700 and 1000 CE, there lived 63 Nyanmars in South India. So they were followers of Shiva. Shiva is mentioned in the 4 Vedas, particularly the Shvetashvatara Upanishad, which is equivalent to Bhagavad Gita of Vaishnavism. Okay, and in many other important texts, Shaivism has been included, such as Shvetashvatara Upanishad, Shiv Puran, Agamas, Tirumurai. These are the poems. So you see that we have covered everything with respect to the current controversy. Let's go with the question. The Nayanars or Nyanmars were a group of saints devoted to Lord Shiva who lived during 6th to 8th century CE. How many saints constituted the Nyanmars or Nyanar group? 73, 63, 77, 17. Okay. Answer this correctly. I will take your names in the next segment. Let me take the names of those who have answered my last question correctly. Okay. Yes. So my last question was with respect to GITEX 2022. UAE is the correct answer. Many of you have answered it correctly. FG Mari, Anshika, Ujjwal, Munni, Sami, Tushita, Anshika, Anuj, Shrishti, Shruti, again Shruti Gaur and Shruti Pandey. Then Vidya Shri, Sajina, Mohammad Javed, also Tushar. Yes, it was UAE, Dubai UAE, Simran, and Prithviraj, Divya, Aditya, Aniket, Utkarsh Parihar, Aditya Birla, Naveen, Aman Kazi, also Simi Mishra, Mohin Khan, Pallavi Jangir. Thank you so much for answering my last question. Answer this as well and stay updated. Thank you so much for watching.